Tonight we're making cherry nut loaves. They make a wonderful Christmas cookie or wonderful any time of the year cookie. The ingredients you need for it are 6 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1/2 cup scalded milk with 3/4 cup of butter in it, and then you use 1 tablespoon of anise extract, a cup of chopped walnuts, 1 jar of maraschino cherries without the stems. You drain the liquid out of it first, and then you chop the cherries small. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 5 cups of flour. So these are all the ingredients that we need. Well, the first thing you should do is scald the milk, the 1/2 cup of milk. And then you add 3/4 cup of butter, and you scald the milk. I looked it up to see why would you scald milk, and a lot of recipes call from this that are old recipes, and it was before they pasteurized the milk. You would have to scald the milk to make sure all the bacteria is out of it. But it's not really totally necessary to scald the milk anymore, except it will make your dessert recipe creamier and will kind of help it along a little faster. And then you add the eggs. We could just dump all the eggs in there. And we're going to beat the eggs. Make sure it's completely cooled before you add it to your eggs, or you're going to have scrambled eggs. So this is the cooled mixture. Mix on low, doesn't have to be really high. Then to that we're going to add the 2 cups of sugar to the egg and the butter and the scalded milk. It's 1 cup, 2 cups. Let that go for a few minutes. Then to this, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of anise to give it that nice licorice flavor. Delicious. Some people say this cookie is better than my famous Anjanette's, but I like them both. Then you're going to add your dry ingredients, which includes 5 cups of flour and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I always add the baking powder first because that way it can be mixed in with the eggs, and it'll be easier to mix, to thoroughly get mixed in the egg mixture. And then you can add your 5 cups of flour. Here's 1 cup. Put your beater on the lowest setting, because if not, you're going to have flour all over the place. So, and add it slowly. Now, the last 2 ingredients are the 1 cup, 1/2 cup to 1 cup of walnuts chopped. Add that in, and then the very last ingredient is, and I'm going to shut this off, I'm going to add the maraschino cherries, and it turns the cookies a little on the pinkish red side, which is so appropriate for Christmas. Okay, and put it on low and we beat that for a few minutes. So it's well mixed, and that looks pretty good. Right now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to keep it there for at least an hour. You could even keep it overnight. After it's been chilled, it's much easier to roll into loaves. Okay, now the dough has been chilling for a while, and and it'll make it much easier to work with. So I'm going to get the dough out of the refrigerator, and it still is in my mixing bowl. Put a little flour on your surface and take out a generous scoop of the dough, about that much. Maybe a little more. Okay, so now we got our dough ball, and we just work it into the flour and roll out the dough. And you want to get the loaf about 8 inches long and about 1/2 to 2 inches wide. So about this. Before your dough goes into the oven, it should look like this. Okay? And then you put it on the cookie sheet. And I'm going to do one more. And we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes now, and I peeked in, and it appears that the cookies are done. And here's what they look like when they're done. Not a golden brown, but a nice light beige, and you can tell by when they're done by the bottom. See, the bottom is nice and golden brown. Now these are gonna cool, and you have to make sure they're completely cooled before you frost them. All right, now here's where your creative juices can overflow. You can decorate it in several different ways, and they're good just like this with a cup of coffee. They're terrific. You slice them up. But if you want to get a little decorative for Christmas or for any special occasion, you could just put a little confectioner's sugar in. Now these are completely cooled. They, if not, the confectioner's sugar will melt. So we're putting a little confectioner's sugar on to decorate, and that's probably the easiest, fastest way to decorate. And then you would slice it like about this wide, and you put them on a little dish. Okay, that's for the confectioner's sugar. Another way you can decorate is by making a very thin confectioner frosting. And you need about a cup of confectioner's sugar. And this you have to use by eye. Just I put a little bit of milk in, and you start stirring it around. So just add a few more drops because it goes a long way. And what I wind up actually doing sometimes is adding more confectioner's sugar. But the consistency, this is a great consistency right here. Sort of like a frosting consistency. See that? And you just frost it like so. And now I found these cute little sprinkles, little red and green trees. And if you're going to freeze these, you don't decorate them before you freeze them. Wrap them in some plastic wrap or some aluminum foil. Throw them in the freezer, and when you're ready to make your cookie trays, you let them defrost a little, frost them like so, and cut them up, and you have wonderful little batches of cookies to give to neighbors and friends and so on. And there's cherry nut loaves.